Hello, beautiful souls. Oh, I'm so excited. We are finally getting out, and it has felt absolutely amazing to be able to get out and go for hikes and walks and take the kids out to places and be smart about it and socially distance, but still get out. There are leaves on the trees, there are flowers all in bloom, and it is really a time to celebrate life. I know there's been a lot of changes. Some of those changes aren't as bad as you think, and it's so weird when we think about hindsight in 2020. Hindsight is 2020, and what you're going to discover at the end of this time, or looking back on this time, is quite remarkable, I hope. But if you are a regular follower of this newsletter, you definitely have a mindset that is about growth and moving forward and recognizing behaviors, patterns, options, opportunities, and really recognizing what greatness is in something that may not have been so great. So I was thinking about this and about how I've said this before with you guys, and if I haven't, I use this a lot because it's a great analogy when I'm talking about meditation. Meditation, for a lot of people, are like, oh, I can't do that. I actually just had a conversation with someone today about that. Oh, I can't do that. It's too hard. I've tried that before, right? But we go in thinking that if I go into a gym, and I've never, ever been there before, I go into a gym and I just expect to lift 100 pounds. It's crazy, right? Like, we think that that's crazy, but that's what we expect when we go out and we try something new, that we're just going to get it right the first time, that it's just going to be perfect. But it's not. And that's how we grow, and that's how we step into our greater us, is the ability to be able to take that knowledge, not take it in as something that I'm judging or something that I'm shameful of or feeling guilty about. And I had this revelation. So I'm a teacher. I guide people through all of the mire of the protective mind, right? That's the negative talk. That's the stuff that's coming up all the time. That's the repeating patterns and behaviors in your life. I take them out of that and really get them aligned with who they are and the power they have. And I'm thinking about potential. And the potential, people say you have such great potential, but then so many people don't actually live their potential. They're not actualizing that potential because they don't know how. They're stuck in the other stuff that's keeping them small. And I've been thinking a lot about small. So this whole concept around the gym is such a beautiful analogy. When I go to the gym for the first time, for the first 10 times, it's not the most pleasant experience, right? It's painful. I'm sore. I'm tired. Of course you are. You're taking something that exists and you're breaking it down to create something better. You're creating the muscle. It's no different when we do something that helps us move forward and that allows us to go out and live these gigantic lives. And some of you might say, well, I don't want to live a gigantic life. What does gigantic life even look like to you? Do we decide that we want to live these great, amazing dreams, these lives that we dream up, this potential we have? Yeah, sometimes there's that feeling of, I don't know if I can do this. That's primitive mind. I don't know if I can do this. I tried that before. Joe's going to judge me. There's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to us really growing into and aligning with who we are, or us staying small and settling for a life that's, it's okay. But that's not what you're meant for. You really are meant to be you, fully you. And when we layer on all of these experiences in life that create these belief systems that aren't serving us or anyone else. We limit ourselves to these small beings. And the sad part is, we've been conditioned to believe that shame and guilt and judgment are all normal things. They're not. They're not. And you don't have to own any of that. Isn't that freeing? And that's the most amazing thing about being aligned with who you are. You are free, truly free. So I think back to before I really made leaps in growth. And I was sitting in a life that was good. I should have been super happy, but I wasn't. I felt like there was something missing, but I couldn't figure out what. And really, when it boiled down to it, I knew I had things that needed to be worked through, or something that I had to get over it, but I didn't know how. I didn't have the tools. And even when I came across the tools, this is the interesting thing, even when you come across the tools, if you're not ready yet, you won't experience those tools. They won't do what they're supposed to do. So it starts with a decision. The day that I decided I was going to make changes, I said, I am a giant awakened and I cannot go back to sleep. I'm snuffing out my own light. And I won't do that anymore. That was the declaration I made, and that began it all. Anybody can get over, through, let go of all of the things that stop you from being this amazing, powerful being that is pulled in your life, where flow is so easy instead of hustle and push and hard. Life isn't about that unless we set that in motion. See, what you're doing now, if you're looking at all of these things in your life saying, I don't like this, you're looking back on the past that's created the now. So if you want something different, you need to make a decision to start looking at how you want things to be. Who do you want to be? It's one of the best questions anyone could ever ask you. If you saw yourself in 1 year, 5 years, honestly, 1 year, let's do it that close, because honestly, it can be that close. If you saw yourself in 1 year, who would you want to be? Not just the job, but who do you want to be as a person? Ask yourself that. And I'm telling you, if you're ready to make the decision to do something, I'm an amazing guide because I've been through it all. I've been through it all and come out the other side. If you want to feel joy every day, if you want to have lots of energy and be in the best mental, physical, and spiritual shape of your life, I know how to get you there. If you want to discover the greatest power and the greatest love that you could ever have in your life, I know how to get you there. And if not, and if you're already experiencing this and you have this amazing life that you're so happy with, that every day you get up and you're happy, every day the stress, the overwhelm, all that craziness doesn't affect you, then you're with me. Then you're with me. You're part of my club already. And if you're not here yet, let me take you down that road. I am a teacher, but I am forever a student of life. At no point, this was a tough one for me, and this was something I realized over these last few months sitting at home. At no point do you stop being a student. Do you ever become perfect? And when we let go of that idea that I have to be perfect out in this world, you're free. And there is nothing greater than the freedom we find within ourselves, the truth that truly sets us free. to my little mental gym, the alignment gym, and really work those muscles so that you never, ever, ever have to go back into a life you don't love. Because you don't have to. Today, this moment, you can say I'm done with feeling crappy. I can say I'm done with not loving myself. I can say I'm done with being small. I can say I'm done with being poor or broke or stuck or exhausted or angry. I can be done with all of that. I can learn how to let it all go and how to absolutely grow into the powerful being you are. That's my message today. I've been giving this a lot of thought over the last couple of weeks. And I just want to say to all you parents out there, I get ya. It's been an interesting journey, COVID at home, and becoming the teacher for my children. And I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my soul, all the way through, for all the support you guys have given and all the love you've given. And I just want to give it back. So, best question I asked you earlier on, who do you want to be in 1 year's time? Not I want to be an engineer, or I want to be a coach, or I want to be a teacher, or a whatever. Who do you want to be as a person? I want to be more patient. I want to be more kind. I want to show up in this world as the giant inspiration that moves people into some greatness within themselves, their own superpowers. I like to think of it sometimes from the space of Yoda and the Force, because we all have it in us. All of us have it in us. We just need that guide to show us how to get there. And then it's up to you. Until next week, beautiful souls. I can't wait. Have a beautiful week.